This video is more practice on substitution. It's going over one of our quizzes over Standard 4-1B, which is substitution. In this case, right here, it asks for you to decide which method is used to solve this. Mary decided to use substitution method to solve the system. Wants to know what's the correct step for it. Well, here is what x or y equals, and you're putting it in here for y. So when you go to rewrite it, you have negative x and then minus 5. It's minus 5 times y. And what it is, you put it in here, and it's 4x plus 19. So your answer should be this right here, B. Next one. Pause the video if you have not done this and try and see if you can figure out what the answer is. Here's what x equals. Substitute and put it in here for x. Well, I've got 3 times x. X is y plus 2. Then do the rest of the equation. Minus 4y equals 2. Well, which one looks like that? D does. So the answer is D. Next. Okay, it wants you to solve this by substitution, and you have to show your work. I'm going to circle this here. This is what x equals. I'm putting it in here for x. I get y plus 1. Now write the rest of the problem. Put plus y equals 3. Now put your y's together. You get 2y plus 1, and that equals 3. Subtract 1 from each side. 2y equals 2. Divide by 2. Y equals 1. Now, choose one of the two equations. I'll take the top one right there. I have x equals y plus 1. Y is 1, so I'm going to substitute it in here for y. And I have x equals 1 plus 1. X equals 2. So my solution where the two lines intersect is 2, 1. Next, right here, this is what y equals, and I'm going to take this and put it in here for y. I have negative 5x plus, well, I have x plus 1 equals negative 7. Well, there's no number here. It's a positive 1 in front of the parentheses, so really I just have negative x plus 1 equals negative 7. My x's go together. I get negative 4x plus 1. That equals negative 7. I will subtract 1 from each side. Negative 4x equals negative 8. Divide by negative 4. X equals 2. My solution is 2. Now I have to figure out what the y is. I'm going to bring the y over here. Y equals x plus 1. X is 2. Substitute and put it in here. Y equals 2 plus 1. Y equals 3. Next one. It has y equals. I'm going to circle what y equals. I'm going to substitute it in here for y. I get 3x minus 3 times y. Y is 4x plus 7, and that equals negative 3. So I've got 3x, and then negative 3 times 4, negative 12x, negative 3 times 7, negative 21, equals negative 3. Put your x's together. Negative 9x minus 21 equals negative 3. Add 21 to each side. I get negative 9x equals 18. Divide by negative 9. X equals negative 2. So I have negative 2. So now I'm going to bring this over here. I've got y equals 4x plus 7. X is negative 2. y equals 4 times negative 2 plus 7. Y equals negative 8 plus 7. Y equals negative 1. Next one. Circle what x equals. You're going to substitute this in here for x. I get negative 3 times y plus 2 plus 2y equals negative 6. Do the distributive property. Negative 3y minus 6. Write the rest of the equation now. Plus 2y, negative 6. I put these together, I get negative 1y minus 6 equals negative 6. Add 6 to each side. Negative 1y equals 0. So y equals 0. Now take the other equation. X equals y is 0. 0 plus 2. X equals 2. Here's the next one. Okay. It says Mary and Carlos are each saving for Valentine's gifts. So far, Mary has saved $9 and can earn $6 per hour for babysitting, and Carlos has saved $3 and can earn $9 per hour for working for his family's restaurant. Well, what is x and what is y? Well, what is going on down here? What are these numbers? 0.5 and 1 and 1.5? The $6 per hour. So the x is the number of hours. Y is the end result. What is this amount? What are they trying to do? It'll be amount saved. Well, Mary, let's see here. Mary has $9 already, plus she's getting $6 per hour. Okay? So this right here, see it starts at 9. This is Mary. Now, Carlos, he only has $3 starting off, but he can earn $9 per hour. See, starting at 3. Oh, I got the wrong. Why didn't y'all tell me? The line, the red line right here is pointing to Mary's. The blue line here, starting at 3, comes up here. I didn't see where the arrows were. That's Carlos. It says label the correct line. We did that, and we wrote their name in there. All right. Now it says what is the solution? The solution is where the two lines intersect. It is 2 and 21. Well, the next question is going to ask you is what does the solution represent? Okay, so working 2 hours. Working 2 hours. Both will earn $21. Here's the next one. This is kind of an above and beyond. This one's all kind of scrambled up, and you can do a couple different things. You could solve for y and then graph them and find your solution. That's one way. You could move this around and maybe make it x equals negative 3y minus 8 and use that what I wrote in the green and this one in substitution to find your solution. But either way, that's how you would do it. You could either do this by substitution or by graphing. And if you did it by graphing or calculator, you have to solve for y. Here's the next one. It says state the appropriate method for solving each system. Okay, so right here, I'm going to circle this and put this in here for y because one of them is in y equals. Well, what are you doing when you do that? That is substitution. The next one, they're both in y equals. The easiest thing to do is to put it in the calculator or graphing, basically. This one right here, I have an x equals, going in for the x, this is substitution. Okay, let's go back a minute. Let's go ahead and I'll go ahead and solve this one. I had some people asking me to solve this by substitution. So let me write x equals negative 3y minus 8. Okay, so let me erase up here. I'm going to get rid of this because I solved for x. Now I'm going to take this and I'm going to substitute it in here for x. So I have negative 2 times x, and instead x is negative 3y minus 8. Then write the rest of the sentence. Minus 4y minus 6 equals 0. Do the distributive property. 6y plus 16 minus 4y minus 6 equals 0. Put your y's together. 2y. Put your numbers together. Plus 10 equals 0. You need to put the 10 on the other side. 2y equals negative 10. Divide by 2. Y equals negative 5. Okay. Now, if I take this right here, or let's see, maybe I'll take one of the original ones. So let me take this original one here, and I'm going to write it over here. I have x plus 3y equals 8. Alright, well y is negative 5, so I'm going to put that in here. X plus 3 times negative 5 equals 8. X minus 15 equals 8. Add 15 to each side. X equals 23. Now, wait a minute. Did we do this? Did I do this right? Yeah, because I moved this over there, so that's x equals negative 3y minus 8. That's correct. Put that in there for x. So that gave me positive 6y, positive 16. No, I did not. Why didn't you silly people tell me that? I messed up, didn't I? Let me go back. Let's go back a minute. Where did I make my mistake? In originally writing the problem, this says plus 4y, so that should be plus. This should have been 10y plus 10 equals 0. Okay. Let's try this again. I knew I messed up somewhere. Subtract 10 from each side. 10y equals negative 10. Divide by 10. Y equals negative 1. There we go. Now let's take this equation, and I'm going to write x plus 3y equals negative 8. Negative 1 right here goes there. X plus 3 times negative 1 equals negative 8. X minus 3 equals negative 8. Add 3 to each side. X equals negative 5. There we go. There's the right answer.